Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Bookish Artist Mandy here, and I'm coming at you today with a new pen day. I'm very excited. So strap in, grab your drink, and let's get started. I'm very excited. I have all my supplies here. I have my plans, and I am ready to get rocking and rolling. Yeah. I'm trying to also make sure that I am not shading our workspace. Awesome. Okay. So these are not my new pens, but I want to talk about these. These Benu Pixies are some of my newer pens that I've gotten. They just released this small Pixie in their catalog back in January. I had pre-ordered some, and I do have those still. I pre-ordered some, but these three came in the trio that Benu so kindly sent to me months and months and months ago. I think this was my second review pen that I ever did for them, and they remain to be always inked, and they're always on the go, and I'm always taking them with me. And honestly, they are hands down, and I say this after trying all the different types of travel pens, they are my favorite pocket pen. I cannot recommend them enough. I just love them. And I know that the first batch of them, when I first got them, this part right here didn't completely stick as well but they have changed the design, and that lid sticks right on there. It posts so fantastic. And this was the first trio that I was gifted, and these are the Enchanted Pastel. I just love them. I always am trying to find different inks to put in them that match them. Right now, this one has a shimmer that is Autumn Morning by Van Diemen's. This one has Van Diemen's Moon Jellyfish, and this one has Kingfisher by Tom Studio. So they quite often will have shimmer inks, because I feel like my Benus, my Schmidt nibs, can handle shimmer inks better than anything. So these ones, I love them, and they are my favorite pocket pen. They are, and I will say, just from having them, they are probably one of my favorite pens. And they are just so comfortable and easy to grab and easy to work with. I do currently have these three because I have upgraded, and you can see that I literally am on my last bit of this Autumn Morning. Very little left because I've been using it so much. But these, I use the Kaweco converters, the mini converters that fold. They work really well in here. The regular Kaweco converters do not fit in here, but the foldable ones do. So I was going to order more of the foldable ones, and I did order them, but then they came and they were the regular ones, which is fine for my Kawecos, but they weren't going to work for these guys. So I ended up just grabbing some of my empty cartridges that I buy off Amazon in in bulk. They are empty. They're from Private Reserve. So they come with, and they even come with a nice syringe, but I don't have the syringe out today. So I am using those, and let's get started. I'm so excited. This is the Magenta Madness. Now, when Benu first released these were their website exclusive. So you could only get them from their website, and you can still get them from their website, which the link is down below, but they have since offered them to all their retailers because they are so popular and because they're amazing. And I went with Magenta Madness. I'm very excited. I got the gold nibs that they came with in a broad, and then the silver one in a medium. And this is such a great deal because you get 3 pens for the price of like one expensive pen. And I just love them. So here's the colors, and I want to share the colors. You have your light pink, and I love this light pink. In person, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but in person, this pink is so lovely in here, and it's got the silver iridescent shimmer, and this one is a silver nib. And this pink is different from this pink, and I love that this one is a gold nib, and this one is a silver nib. So that if you have both sets, they are different. Like, they are very different, which is fun. I wasn't sure about it because I was a little nervous that they were going to be the same, they are not. This one is like a pearly shimmer. It's pearl, and this one is just a really beautiful shimmer. This is one of my favorite pinks ever. I love, this is like my favorite shade of pink right here, but I also really love this. This one is just, this one feels more like elegant pearl pink. And yeah, so to compare those are the only two, because the other two aren't pink, they're blue and orange. I just wanted to share that, yeah, they're different. And even this one is different from this, because this is more magenta. So we've got the pink, and then we've got the beautiful magenta that has this one. I cannot wait to share with you the perfect ink. This is like literally is probably going to be a permanent pairing because it's one of my favorite inks. But it's got this blue in here, and it's got rose gold, and the cap is kind of a transparent pink. And then you can see it's this beautiful magenta that has this undertone of a blue. And I love that. So that is this one. And then the last one is almost like a dark magenta mauve. And I am so excited about this one too. I love it. The flecks are golden. As I'm looking at it, the flecks are golden. There's some beautiful blue glitter in here on top of the flecks of purple metallic, and yeah, and then a transparent purple. So you got this one is even a light pink, almost a light pink transparent. You can see that. So I think that they just did a fantastic job on designing these little pixie sets. So I've got 2 of the 3 pixie sets now. So this one is the Magenta Madness, and then that one is the pastel, and then there's like coffee browns. Those ones are really pretty too, but obviously if you've been here long, you know that these are my colors right here. The pinks and the bolds and the bright stuff. So I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure out what I was going to ink these with. And I have come up with, I think, the best inks, at least to start with. So I considered, and I will say, I considered my Mont Blanc Ladies Edition in Pearl Pink, or Lady Pearl. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Lady Pearl, but it is this really pretty light baby doll pink that really, I think, would match this very well. But I just decided that, you know what, I still want glitter. And so this one is really, it's subtle and it's beautiful. It is not easy to get. I think the bottles now are over $100 because it was one of their special editions. And I didn't know anything about Mont Blanc when I bought it. I just bought it for the color. And yeah, I bought it when it first, like, it must have been pretty close first, like, came out. But I haven't used it much because I've found that sometimes in pens it's really dry. So I think I'm going to skip that one. And I'm going to go with Wearing Gould's 12th Night because it's got some of that really pretty blue iridescent shimmer. I think it's going to match really great. And I haven't used 12th Night in a while. So I am going to shake this up, agitate that shimmer, get that shimmer going in there. I'm going to move this so I don't get everything everywhere. I've got my water. I've got my paper towel here. We're gonna get this going. And I have my syringe. So I'm gonna syringe fill these cartridges, and then I'm gonna put them in the pens. So there we go, boom, yes. Excellent. And I have this little tiny syringe here. I got this off Amazon too. I was looking for ones that had the thicker needle. I swear to goodness gracious, anybody comes to my house and sees like all these syringes, they're gonna think things, but then they see my hands and I'm like, it's just ink, it's for ink. Yeah, my son got scared the first time he saw them and thought, Mom, are you gonna give me a shot? No, I'm not giving you a shot. I'm just putting my ink in my pens. Oh, okay. And I showed him. So now he wants to play with it because he's into that. Okay. There is that one. So let's get that in. I'm very excited about this. Yeah, playing with these inks. and these pens. I'm just excited about having new Pixies because I always want to throw, you know, a whole mess of them in my bag. But when you only have 3, well, I have a few, but like the other 2 are fine and extra fine. And I wanted broader nibs so I could do shimmers better because they handle shimmers, just not as good as these. Okay, there we go. Heard that little click? Oh yeah, I forget they come with little cartridges of Diamine's Oxford Blue. So I do like the Oxford Blue, so I hang on to those now. So I feel like because of the Benus that I have in my collection, I will never have to buy a bottle of Oxford Blue because I have a few cartridges of it. But then I'm just gonna let this sit here. I hold it down and I like to shake it a little bit and shake it this way, just so you get that pen color in, especially when you're not converting it up. And these seem to take it really fast. Sometimes I do this, and then I'm just gonna let this sit for a minute and then I'll come back to it. But we'll get this one going. Now this one is gonna be a little bit trickier. So let's talk about this and what I'm doing, because I am ridiculous, but I don't want to waste my ink. I love this. This is one of my favorite inks ever. And this is Diamine Party Time. Can you tell how perfect? Do you see that shimmer? How perfect that is? So I have it actually right now in a Twisby Mini. And I'm going to shake that too, like this. You know, shake it so I get that shimmer. I'm going to take my syringe and I'm going to pull it out. Oh, wait. Oh, did I get it? Yeah. I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to put it in a cartridge because let's not waste that ink, and then I can clean this pen out because I'm not using it anyway. And I want my party time in this pen. Yeah. Yeah, I do these kind of crazy things. You would not believe how many times I'm like, oh, I don't like this pen. I'm going to swap it, but I want this color. I think this color will, because I've learned which pens handle what inks better. And my Twisby was not handling that ink as great as I thought it would. It's funny because it handled Rainbow's End really well, but not this one. So that's about it. I'll clean that out later, but that's what I wanted to show you, that I do sometimes do that. I do take ink from other pens, and that pen is not my favorite pen. I don't mind it, but I'd much rather have my favorite color ink, one of my favorite color inks, in this new pen that looks like it could be a perfect match. There's another one of those. I'm gonna get that out of there. Cartridge. Last time with my original Pixies, I did show 3 different ways that you can ink them. So if you want to check out my first Pixie video, there are 3 different ways you can fill them with ink. These ones do take eyedropper fill, so I don't have to have the cartridges. I just like to have the cartridge because it takes less time for me to swap it out, and it's less ink, so then I can play with new ink, because I like ink. I like ink way too much. Way more than I think anyone should like ink, but too bad. Okay, we're gonna just let that sit for a minute. Keep going like that. Now this last one is a new ink that I got, and I just have a sample of it. So I guess I'm pulling ink from 3 different places: a sample, a pen, and a bottle. But this is Van Diemen's Mad Half Hour. And I got this because, oh man, who was it? Somebody was showing it on their YouTube, and I cannot, if I can remember, I will tag them. But for right now, I cannot, for the life of me, remember. Was it Whiskers and Washi? I think that might be them. But I thought, oh, I have to try that ink. That is beautiful. And Van Ness had a sample in stock, so I am very excited to try this. I haven't tried this ink yet. I just got it the other day. So, but I thought it would be a perfect plummy purple to go in this purple mauve pen. I love shimmer inks, just full stop. And so I love that my Benus handle shimmer so well. Okay, let's get it in there. Haha, look at that. Pinks and purples. Pink and purple are my two favorite colors in the whole wide world. And they always have been, probably always will be. Okay, yeah, I need to shake that a little bit more. I kind of want to show, I want to show the whole process of it because I just think it's great to show. Yeah, oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. Sometimes I'll just dip it in water just a little bit to get the nib flowing, and then this. It takes some time sometimes when you don't fill it, when you fill it with a cartridge. At least that's what I've noticed. And I can just go like this and shake them. I'm not shaking. It might look like I'm shaking vigorously, but I'm not really shaking that hard. Just trying to work that ink down into the nib. There it comes. And I've noticed that from the back, if you hit the back and you just kind of gently scrape the back, you'll get ink faster. I don't know, it must be something with the flow of the two nibs, the air hole. So the front of it, you'll get ink faster this way, and once it starts really flowing this way, then it flows the other way. But it's not flowing quite yet. I know that this ink, I've had problems with flow issues in the past, so it's definitely not going to be the pen. It's going to be the ink in this case, because this shimmer is, the shimmer particles are rather large and in charge. And you can see it's coming. This is kind of how it works. So this is what I do. And I kind of sometimes will wrap it around. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it, but just so I can get it going. Now I could probably dip water. But you can see if I keep going like this, I'm going to get more and more. But when I put it on the tip, there's not any yet. This is just how you get your ink out. Oh, maybe somebody else has a better tip for me when you're just filling it with a cartridge, because I feel like when you fill it with a converter, it's so much easier. There's some straight lines. I also feel like the rub of the paper towel always helps too. There, straight lines. Now it's ready. Let's do it to this one too. Oh, look at that, party time just comes. This is a much better flowing ink, that's for sure. Party time, I haven't had a lot of problems with any pens, so that flow is great. Now I have two Van Diemen's inks already in my other pens, and they have had a little bit of flow issues with their shimmer, so it'll be interesting to see how this one fares. So you can see the 12th night was probably the hardest to get flowing, which is interesting. Okay, maybe if I get a little water, maybe. This one's being a butt too. There's a lot of shimmer. Lots of shimmer. Couldn't remember what the shimmer was in this one, but I think she said, I think the person who did this in their video said this is one of their favorite inks. So I wanted to try it out before I thought about just buying a bottle, and I thought, no, you remember your stance. You've got to get through your sample first before you just go out and buy a bottle. Don't know about you, but I'm definitely a bottle over samples person. I don't know why. I think it's because if I like the color and I get the bottle, I don't know why. I just like bottles of ink. Okay, this one is really, really struggling. Let's just do it this way. So I lied. So Diamond Party Time was working great. This one is not necessarily the best, but that's okay. That is okay. Added some more water. I'm going to give it a good shake here in a second. We'll come back to that one just because I'm going to give it a little time, and that's the one I'm going to do last. But I keep doing that with the paper towel and the pen. Okay, so we'll start with this one, and I'm just going to write. I'm going to write with this one, Benu Pixies. Pixie Trio. And I'm gonna do it, you know, Benu Pixie Trio. Pen set in. And then, okay, now we're coming back to this pen because I want to do all 3 colors. Gosh, look at I just love that color. Magenta Madness. Okay. It is going to be mean. I will be right back. Okay, I had to just go and do a little scratch paper. And so I started writing with it, did some lines. Yep. We're good to go now. All right. So this is in Magenta Madness. All right. And I ran out of room for Magenta Madness, but here we go. So this one right here is what they call hot pink. And this one is my medium nib. I'm just gonna make sure that it's still writing good over here. Just doing a couple lines because I know my 12th night does like to clog on any ink, and this one is a medium nib. So I just wanna make sure that it's going to stay writing for me. And it's giving me problems. That is the only thing about shimmer inks is that, is this hot pink? Is that what it was called? I'm gonna look it up again. Here we go. It is hot pink, yes. Okay. Is that they are finicky, especially I found wearing gold 12th night. It's one of the reasons I don't use it all that often, is because it's finicky. It's a beautiful, beautiful ink, but it's very finicky. Haha, there we go. Sometimes it just takes a bit. All right, there we go. Okay, because I want to be able to do this. Kind of trying to decide. I don't think I'm going to do ink splats today for this. I just want to do like my normal coloring in, and this is hot pink. And and I think I'm gonna do like, okay, I'm trying to get this, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. I had a plan, so I just want to make sure the pen's working. Sometimes like the pen's not working the right way, kind of throw you off, so, you know. And then this one is fuchsia, which makes sense. And what's wonderful is that this is definitely, Party Time is definitely a very fuchsia-y pink color with a blue shimmer. It's just lovely, and it is like this color right here, which it just makes me happy. It's one of my favorite inks of all times. So, and this one is Mad Half, or this one is called, this one I love the name of, it's Electric Berry. Electric Berry, which actually is very much so fitting for it. Yeah. So we're gonna do starring. Hot pink, fuchsia, and electric berry. So there are my pens, okay? I'm very excited about this. So let's see them in action. I love doing that. I love the shape of the pixie. The pixie shape is so great. So now I love that it takes 1, 2 is it, and that's it. And then the clip is, you just clip it right here. My thing is I always have the Benu down. I have this part down because it fits right here so comfortably. I have written pages after pages after pages with these pens. And I feel like I'm writing with a regular pen, regular size pen. And I think that they are so comfortable. And I love their little shape. They're just so cute. And they kind of go in like this. And then they have their little guy down here. And that's them. I'm going to color that in all the way. And then we'll go like this. And it kind of, you know, just does whatever it's going to do. However they poured that. And then it's got all of that with flecks of a darker. It almost has flecks of the other one in it, which I like. So we'll just do a little bit of the fuchsia flecks. There he is. Oh, or she. Okay. And now we're gonna draw our fuchsia. And fuchsia has like rose gold shimmer or gold shimmer. It's hard to tell. It might be gold shimmer in that but it pops up as rose gold because of the pink transparency. I think I'm going to do that on this one because it kind of, yeah. I am drawing these like super fat and chunky. They're a little bit less super fat and chunky, but they are so cute and little. Seriously, I love these pixies. If you have not picked up a set, they are fantastic. And this magenta set, especially for those who love pink, is just wonderful. I feel like there's not enough pen companies out there doing bold and bright and not being afraid to do it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like Benu does it so they take it and they own it and they do it whether or not they get the criticism. Because I always hear people are like, oh, Benu's too much for me. What? How is this too much? I'm actually going to use this one to get some of those little gold flecks in there. Yeah, I love this color. And maybe I'll use this one over here to get a little bit more of that because this is the moon jellyfish and it's a little lighter of a pink. There we go. And then we can maybe throw some of this in here. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, I just think that these things are, and they are, I mean, if you're in an office setting and you see somebody writing with this pen, it's like, oh, that's bright and loud. And oops, I just got ink all over my hand. Oh, that's bright and loud. And at the same time, it's like, okay, but how many people in your office are going to have bright and loud pens? So you know that nobody's going to run off with your pen. Or at least that's me. I also love them as talking pieces. Yeah, I don't know. I always am like in defense of Benu because I love Benu so much. And yeah, I have my few pen companies that I just love, and Benu is up top there. One of my main pens that I buy from, and I just love these. Oh, look at how pretty that is. That ink is really pretty. I can see why people like it. That matte half an hour. This kind of looks like it would be a little bit of, you could use the fuchsia. Yeah, definitely use that fuchsia. But it's got purple and gold flecks. I just wanted you to look at that one more time. Yeah, especially, so if you love Diamond Party Time, That's Diamond Party Time ink in a pen color. And I can show you the inks up close and personal. You can see that shimmer. Look at that Van Diemen's shimmer. I don't know if it's popping up. Look at that. That's why it was clogging. Look at how much shimmer's in there. And then there's shimmer in that one and that one too. So yeah, you get blue shimmer. You got that beautiful shimmer in all of them. So those are your pens. And so then I'm gonna do a quick writing sample with them. And I think maybe I will, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna decide and you'll watch as I decide. So there we go. Okay, so as I was looking at this collection and writing, I just had to say that these pens are something that are really near and dear to my heart and what they are kind of representing. And one of the reasons that they have sat in my mind for months and months is that these are pens that are vibrant on purpose. These pens are bursting into Benu's collection. I love the way that they use the language. These burst into Benu's collection with unapologetic sparkle and flair, and they exude energy and fun in pen form. And that is the one of the things that I have been really trying to push to my kids and try to teach my students, that you can be different, you can be bold, you can be unapologetically yourself. I have always loved that about my own father. He taught me that people are going to say what they want to say, and they're going to do what they want to do. And that is the biggest lesson that I have been taking from his passing over the last few months, is that people aren't always going to love you. People aren't always going to love this pen. But if this pen speaks to you, it's meant to be yours, and it's meant to be something that makes you happy. Like, I look at this is fun to me. This is excitement. This is energy. This is boldness, and it's unapologetically bright and bold. And that is the one thing that I always tell people, is people are going to say whatever they want to say, and people are going to do what they want to do, and they're going to judge you for whatever it is. It's probably more about them than it is about you. So be yourself, because there is no one else like yourself, and there is no one else out there that can shine and sparkle like you. So that is one of those things that I always want to take away, and that is one of the reasons that I think Benu is doing something so special with all of their pens, is that they are saying, hey, we're out here. We are bringing you these things, and we are putting this thought into every pen they make. They have tribute pens. They have pens for thoughtfulness, and even just the little things, like the fact that these newer versions, these newer trios, they heard and they thought, okay, we want to make that even better. They listened, and they are unapologetically making bright, bold, glittery, fun pens and saying, hey, world, write with this. If you have this on your desk and somebody asks you what that's a Benu. And so that's basically what I wanted to say about these pens and why they have spoken to me for months, and why I am so glad that they're finally in my hands, because I do love the Pixies so much. They are one of my top pens. I will say that. Unless something crazy happens in the next 2 months and I find a pen that I love even more, I don't think it's going to happen. These will definitely have a place in my top 10 at the end of the year. And I don't think that anything's going to push them out, because they're going to be they're one of the higher top 10s. I will 100% say that. I am still figuring that out for myself and what I love. But this is the Benu Pixies in Magenta Madness, and I have this little stand here, and I want to just kind of place them on their stand, because they are going to hang out on my desk for a while and be beautiful and bright and bold and make me happy. And I just, that is what I wanted to say about those pens. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this set, the Magenta Madness. Is this something that you're interested in? Or are you more the Enchanted Pastels? Or would you be more of the, what is it called? Let me look it up really quick. Metallic Dust. And I think they look very coffee-like. And it looks like they even have a new set. Is it a new set? No, maybe I'm not wrong. I thought they had a new set too. Luminous Haze, which is really pretty too. So they do have a new set that's very fun as well. It reminds me kind of like cocktails, Luminous Haze. And that one is glow in the dark. How fun. So if you really like glow in the dark, they do have a pixie set for glow in the dark. Let me know, are you going to grab some pixies? Have you grabbed pixies? Do you love them as much as I do? Because I cannot tell you how many times I've had this one inked so many times. This is probably my favorite of them, and I don't know why. I love this peachy apricot orange, and it's been fun. It's had Sailor Ink Studio 173. It's had Sailor Manyo Sakura, and right now it has the Autumn Morning from Van Diemen, which looks like this. And I think it really, really matches the top. Like, it's perfectly matching the top. So it's just, I like to match them. These, especially these ones, I do like to match. But yeah, these two have been my top, but I have a feeling that we're gonna have a hard time with all these pens. But yeah, let me know. Links down in the description. If you click the link to the Benu site, it will take you straight to Magenta Madness, but there's all the different ones. And you can get them at any retailer near you that stocks Benu. They are now starting to pop up in shops too as well. I do believe Atlas has them now as well, but yeah, you can get them right away from Benu. And I don't know how it works on other sites, if they just come with specific nibs, but on Benu's website, you get to say, oh, the pink one, I definitely want a broad nib, I want an extra fine, I want a medium, that kind of thing. So that is one of those things that's really nice. I was able to say, hey, on these two, I want a broad, and this one, I want a medium. And I do have a couple extra fine and fines as well. They all work fantastic. I would say the extra fine and fine are a little bit tougher. As you can see, I had some issues with some of my ink, but I know that this ink has had hard times with shimmer in every pen that I've ever put it in. So it's hard to say, hey, you know, I've had issues, but that it is actually, now that I've kind of gotten it flowing, it's flowing really great. So I'm very excited to be using these pens and writing in my daily journal with them. All right, I will see you in the next one. If you made it this far and want to let me know, just so I know that you watched the whole thing, leave me a berry emoji so I can see that you watched it. I appreciate you all. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.